Welcome to this edition of the SKNIS Week in Review. In this program, we recap major government-related activities over the past week. Coming up, major crimes significantly down across St. Kitts and Nevis. Several parliamentarians attend an international conference in Qatar, and TDC plans to seed in the Volunteer Corps program. So stories and more are next on the SKNIS Week in Review for the period April 5 to 11, 2019. Hello and welcome, I'm Ian Richards. We begin with Diplomatic Week 2019, which was held from April 7 to 12 at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort. A number of activities such as a church service, courtesy calls on government leaders, historical and cultural tours, press conferences, and a reception at Government House were all held. Of course, there were a number of working sessions. Now, the official opening for Diplomatic Week was held on Tuesday at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort. Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Mark Brantley, addressed diplomats from around the world at the opening ceremony and placed the week's theme into context.
Our chosen theme for Diplomatic Week 2019, Securing a Resilient Future through Strategic Diplomacy and Effective Dialogue, is reflective of our instinctive vision to pursue our national development objectives, utilizing the tools at our disposal, including strategic engagement with our development partners. In short, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis is ever cognizant of its responsibility to leverage its engagement with our development partners in pursuit of achieving sustainable development in all of its dimensions. Securing a resilient future is indeed one of these broad development objectives, and so we are most delighted to have you share with us in this week of activities. We hope that you will find this week of activities most rewarding as you commence your tour of duty with specific reference to St. Kitts and Nevis.
The week of activities also saw several diplomats engaging with students at various institutions. On Monday, students at the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College's Division of Technical and Vocational Education and Management Studies heard from a number of visiting dignitaries, including His Excellency Gustavo Martinez Pandiani, Ambassador of Argentina to the English-speaking Caribbean countries.
Diplomacy is a place where everybody is equal. Small countries, big countries, superpowers, little islands, all of us are the same. In fact, a very small country such as you, such as St. Kitts and Nevis, is leading today one of the most complicated conflicts in the region, the Venezuela situation. You don't need to be a rich kid to be a diplomat. I'm personally coming from a working class family in my country, Argentina. Nobody was a diplomat in my family. Nobody was even a college graduate in my family. So do not stop yourself in considering a career in diplomacy because you believe that is not for you or someone tells you is not for you. It is for you if you really want it. More than likely, you will have to work hard to get it. More than likely, we have to do an extra mile, an extra effort to get it. But if you want to do it, you will do it. I can tell you that.
The 2019 Diplomatic Week marked the first time that a lecture was held as part of the week of observances. Division-born Dr. Jessica Byron Reed, director of the University of the West Indies Institute of International Relations at the St. Augustine campus in Trinidad, was the guest lecturer. Dr. Byron Reed spoke about the value of strategic diplomacy, particularly in the context of small island developing states.
We need to fully utilize our regional groupings and agencies and the opportunities that they provide for coordinated approaches. Strategic diplomacy means also continuing to explore South-South cooperation, which is increasingly important for all of us in the Caribbean, and exploring new alliances and relationships in a rapidly changing global landscape. The world looks very different from what it looked like at the beginning of the 1990s. And we have to recognize that and reconfigure our strategic diplomacy.
All police divisions in St. Kitts and Nevis have recorded a significant decrease in major crimes for the year, which was a direct result of increased tactical operations and greater engagement with the community by law enforcement. At his monthly press conference on Tuesday, St. Kitts and Nevis' Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, shared some statistics from the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force that point to a 39% reduction in major crimes.
Significant reductions were recorded in larcenies, in break-ins, in robberies, and other bodily harm offences, leading to the overall reduction in major crimes in the Federation from a total of 580 reported during the first quarter of 2018 to 352 for the comparative period for this year. The reduction occurred both on the island of St. Kitts, where there was a 42% reduction, and in Nevis, where there was a 21% reduction.
With the outbreak of dengue fever in neighboring islands, officials from the Ministry of Health have increased efforts to educate residents of St. Kitts and Nevis on ways to protect against the transmission of the disease, which is spread by the Aedes aegypti mosquito. Dr. Hazel Laws, the Chief Medical Officer, spoke about the topic on Wednesday's edition of Working for You.
And the aim is source reduction, improving the immediate environment of the individuals in these communities of the containers where the larvae of the mosquitoes grow. All right, and so we said, look at the plastic containers, the bags in your house, around your home. Look at your flower vases. Look at your flower pots, the saucers in which you keep the pots, because the water sometimes settles, and that's a source of a habitat for the larva of the Aedes aegypti mosquito. All right, fountains. Some persons have man-made water fountains in the yard, in their homes. You need to make sure it's frequently cleaned so that you can rid yourselves of the larva of the mosquito. Your garbage receptacles needs to be properly kept. Sometimes water after the rain settles and is also a source of a breeding site for the mosquitoes. Tires in and around the homes. Large buckets, basins of water. You may be storing water for whatever the purpose. It really should be in a sealed container so that the mosquito doesn't enter, so that you would have larvae. So you need to make sure the water containers are sealed, or just get rid of them.
Speaker of the National Assembly, the Honorable Michael Perkins, Member of Parliament, Honorable Vance Emery, and Clerk of the National Assembly, Sonia Body Thompson, participated in the 140th Inter-Parliamentary Union Assembly that was held in Doha, Qatar, from April 6 to 10. The theme of the general debate of the conference was Parliament as platforms to enhance education for peace, security, and the rule of law. During the forum, an invitation for St. Kitts and Nevis to become a full member of the IPU was extended. It was agreed by all that this, among other benefits, would allow the Federal Parliament to receive parliamentary support as it works towards enhancing the way business is conducted in Parliament. And finally, the TDC Group of Companies Limited has planted a seed in the Volunteer Co-op program by donating a number of gardening tools to be used in support of environmental cleanups and beautification campaigns. The donation was made on Wednesday at TDC's Home and Building Depot at the C.A. Paul Southwell Industrial Park by Clerk Nardine Nisbet. Youth Officer Stephen Gilbert accepted the donation of 4 hand shovels, 4 hand forks, 2 shovels, 3 hole diggers, 200 gloves, 200 garbage bags, and a half bundle of steel to assist with the fencing of plants. Mr. Gilbert expressed gratitude for the tools, noting that they will greatly assist the work of the volunteers as they execute community service projects around St. Kitts and Nevis. And that's all for this edition of the SKNIS Week in Review. I'm Ian Richards.